Fixtures are out, tasty start to the season. Of course, Forest and then Middlesbrough opening home games.
Yeah, big games, teams that you'd think would have the potential of being successful in division this year. It's good, it's exciting, you know, we'd rather play them early at home in big atmospheres. Forest have had a bit of a go, looks like, spending with a link of Portuguese players similar to Wolves last year. So, but we don't fear anybody that comes to Ashton Gate. You know, we think that the atmosphere that we can create here, and we have a good pre-season and get the team spirit good, and the ethos and the way the players play and run and challenge and compete, then I think it could be a good start for us.
Pre-season, you mentioned it there, absolutely crucial, and quite a number of pre-season fixtures, 7 of them of course, and Marbella as the away tour.
Yep, I'm looking forward to that. I love this bit. It's like the team building process, you know. There's you don't have the intensity, if you like, of, we have the intensity, but it's not the pressure, I suppose, of having to pick up the 3 points. You can really work with people in this phase. I'm excited about who potentially might emerge from the under-23s in the academy. Every year somebody comes through and is ready to stake their claim in the first team. So yeah, there's so many things to look forward to, and like I say, that team building process is the best bit.
Well, of course, everyone looks forward to Christmas, and looking at the fixture, you've got Brentford on Boxing Day, and not too much travel over the Christmas period.
I think it's been quite kind actually to the fans, and it's important obviously that we get crowds, whether at home or away, and they're a brilliant support base and support group for the first team, and it is really important. And like, listen, we're always appreciative whether it's 5 people that go or 5,000. And they're always in good voice. So it's another part of, I suppose, the fans' challenge is to try and budget and to try and organise themselves. Everybody will be very personalised with different fixtures, you know, like your best friend or your mum supports somebody else, or you can visit family there. So we'll try and probably adjust a few. Obviously you're always at the mercy of Sky TV, changing a couple, but we was lucky enough to be on Sky a fair few times last year.
Well, Rotherham United on the 29th at home, and then of course it's that tasty away fixture up to Stoke on New Year's Day. Jamie McAllister as part of the coaching lineup, I think he played in the game away 10 years ago.
Yeah, he did. I was unfortunate to miss that one. That was, I think, one of the last games before I came back from injury. Couldn't quite make it, and it was a bad day for us. I think probably the swing of points, if we would have won that one, then we would have been in the automatic positions, as I remember. I might be making it up, but I think that's the truth. So again, it's another fixture that when you play these teams, you always create a history. We beat them last season in the Carabao Cup, so they'll be interested in putting the record straight on that one. It's a good one for me because my wife's family are all in and around the Nantwich area, which is 15-20 minutes away, so try and turn up sober. That's a joke, by the way. I'll definitely turn up sober.
I would expect nothing less. And when you talk about travelling to it, of course, the fans, it's a nice one, nice timing on New Year's Day, not too big a distance either.
Yeah, it's not too bad, and obviously it's always, it'd be nicer probably to be at home, but given the fact that it's a stadium that probably they haven't visited in maybe 9-10 years, it'd be good to go back there to the Britannia and try and get a result.
And then looking towards the end of the season, if we dare look that far ahead, I know you will be. I mean, it's quite a hard run in at the end, the last 6 games, and of course Derby, our last home game.
Yes, they're all big games, though, aren't they? It's like you can look at it and you can say, you can write down your 3 points, your 1 point, your 0 points, but the truth is that there's 3 points on offer in every single game, and we'll go into every game doing everything we can to get those maximum points. At times you get a good draw and a bad draw. We saw last season, a lot of our early draws were perceived as good draws, and our second half of the season draws were perceived as bad draws, and yet it's the same amount of points on offer. So we just could try and continue to keep the vibe that's going, to keep the atmosphere around the stadium, and to produce the quality entertaining football.
I don't almost ask this question, but do you think it's even tougher this year with the 3 teams that have come down, you know, established Premier League teams? We're always saying how tight the Championship is, but I mean it seems even harder this year.
I think you've got to look at the ones coming up as well in that, because I think like the one, if you look at Wigan, Blackburn. Do you know what I mean? Like recent history Premier League teams as well. And yeah, I don't think it gets any easier, to be honest. I think you have cycles. Sorry, excuse me. I think you have cycles of teams. You know what I mean? Teams quality, and you have influx of foreign investment. And I think it's up to us now to try and sort of thrive in that uncertainty and use our stability as a platform to try and improve season on season.
When you talk about the investment, of course we are in the transfer window, and a number of clubs have made some significant investments, not least the club that we're facing up first with Forest. You know, in terms of the players that we're looking to keep, of course it is a time of fluctuation and change in the transfer window. It's almost difficult going into the first opening games because you don't know who you're facing in terms of their lineup either.
Yeah, naturally, and I mean, you try and get a gauge, you get a feel. I've talked about, I think there might be a correction in the market. You see some big clubs that sort of chase the dream, if you like, financially, and it hasn't quite paid off, and now they're in trouble. So I think that's where our stability provides the strength for us, and we make decisions based on the long-term sort of plans of the football club, and I think that will stand us in good stead. But it doesn't mean that somebody can't emerge, a team, you know what I mean, like Leeds, you just brought in a fantastic coach, and Bielsa, for example. Look at likes of Reading that was in the playoff final season before, and then 15 million, 16 million spent, and then never out the bottom 8. So it's definitely not about money, but what it is about is atmosphere. It's about giving the players a structure. It's about having quality, and it's about channeling all that into a performance on the Saturday. And we hope that our experiences that we created last year for the fans, for the players, will stand us in good stead. And then of course we hope we retain our best players. If by some situation we lose 1 or 2 or 3 of our players that people are used to seeing, then it's important that we all buy into the new player that comes in their place, and we create an atmosphere around that player that's conducive to them performing excellently. And I think we're all right though. I think we're in a good place, and like I said before, if anything does happen that wouldn't be ideal, it will still be a decision made on where we think we can push the club forward.
Well, just finally, you've touched on it there in terms of players that added to the atmosphere. Of course, Horder Magnusson, we announced yesterday. We won't have the Icelandic clap anymore, but of course with players going, it offers new opportunities from it within as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's no secret, well, not within the club. You have to make decisions on players, you know. There's an evolution of any football club, and Horder's been brilliant for us, fantastic personality, great with the social media with the fans, and like there's really been a foreign player that's bought into the city and everything that he's tried to do. But we were presented with a very good offer that turned us a profit on the player that we signed from Juventus, that we've improved. He's now in a World Cup, obviously, which is great, and he's going to CSKA Moscow to play Champions League football. But the bigger part of that picture is the emergence of Lloyd Kelly, and the fact that Lloyd's very similar in the mould to Horder Magnusson, that he can play left side centre half and left back. And we really believe that this England under-20 international in the current state can stake his claim to be a regular at Bristol City next season, and he'll be given the pre-season period for the opportunity to be able to do that, and we hope he takes it with both hands.
And just finally, as we sit here on a gloriously sunny day overlooking a beautifully green pitch, just sort of 6 weeks to go, can't wait till the start of the season, that first home game against Forest.
I'm all right. I think we'll just enjoy the snow. It'd be good to see the lads. I'm looking forward to getting the lads back in. Like, you do miss them, do you know what I mean? As much as they annoy the life out of me as well at times. I love them to bits, and I'm looking forward to seeing them all, catching up on their family holidays and the stories that come with those. And it's a great period, this, because it's a chance to bed in the new bits in the style of play tactically that you want. You can layer on top of that the social side of it, and enjoy each other's company, obviously away, where the fans come away with us as well, in a nice environment, a bit like today in sunny Bristol. And we've got tough games, so we'll certainly learn our lessons from last season. We'll try and find those tweaks in a very competitive division that make us better, and we'll continue on the path of hopefully progression and moving forward.